Touchpoint Shield is a cost-effective solution. If you look at a budget that's set aside at the start of the year for a cleaning regime, if you looked at that before COVID-19 hit, that budget would be at this level. And that budget stayed at that level throughout the pandemic, but there was additional capital spend put in on top of that because of the reaction to the expectation of staff and the requirement to do so, because there were obviously many more outbreaks and positive tests and suspected cases, particularly towards the start of the pandemic. I think a lot of people now reviewing their budgets going into this year and ongoing years will be looking at, well, that budget was down there before, but that budget actually needs to be up here now because that's the expectation. Well, yes, it does, but can we reduce that? And how can we reduce that? Not necessarily to in line with what it was before, because I don't think that's always going to be possible, given the expectation and the change of landscape and the change of appreciation for cleaners and for the importance that's now placed on cleanliness and hygiene. But can we reduce that what seems to be, I'm sure, an ever increasing cost when it comes to cleaning? The answer is yes, you can. Of course you can. There are means and ways of doing that, and one of those is Touchpoint Shield. Costs are all relative to the environment and to the size of the business, the size of the building, location, and everything else. But by way of example, we had a client we have a client still, who was spending £1 million a year on additional cleaning. Now this is one end of the scale, obviously. By installing Touchpoint Shield, they can release a net saving of over £800,000 a year through installing Touchpoint Shield and reducing the frequency of their touchpoint cleaning.